We of all people know that humans are freaky little animals, but what about the other animals? In Birds and the Bees, we are deep diving into nature and all of the weird, wacky, and hard to believe facts that make the animal kingdom, quite frankly, bigger freaks than us. Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Birds and the Bees. We are back with Pasha.
Hi.
And today we're gonna take a little trip back home, which is, it's a shame that we couldn't actually do this in Australia because that would have been really cute to do back home.
Yeah, that would be cute.
We could have literally gone to Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary and set up with them.
The koala sanctuary?
Yes, they have like a bunch that you can feed there. I haven't said the animal name yet, but I'm sure you guys might be able to guess soon. They have this like big field and you can feed them. I could have just sat there and done it. But no, I'm in fucking America, aren't I? So anyway, today we're talking about kangaroos. And
Kangaroos.
do you like kangaroos?
I do. I really like kangaroos.
I think a lot of people don't realise how much of a pest they are back home.
No.
You
No.
made me want to check myself too.
No, I think they're kind of similar to deer in a way. I think what deer is viewed here. Like they'll fuck your car up if you hit one.
Do you know that I nearly died from one hitting
No.
my car? So I was driving back home from Melbourne to Brisbane and I was with a friend and I was going, it was a 70 kilometre per hour zone and I was going 40 or 45 because it was dusk. And like the rule that all Australians know is to be really careful at dawn and dusk because that's when they eat and get around a lot. So I was doing half the speed limit and then out of nowhere these two kangaroos hopped across the road and I braked really hard and I missed the first one, but the second one was the male. So he went into the front of my car and thank God he bounced over the windshield or my friend probably would have died because he was big. And he died instantly and I felt really horrendous, but also totaled my car.
Better that he died instantly.
Yeah. But it was, and then I managed to drive my car to the Airbnb that we were staying at. And I don't know how it drove there because the second I got there, I tried to turn the car on again and it was just smoking like it was going to catch on fire and it was like done then.
I think it's similar to hitting a deer here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super scary. They're very powerful.
A friend of mine moved out to the outback years ago and had to buy a whole new car with like a huge like bull bar out the front of it because she hit kangaroos all the time.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
A lot of people say as well, my parents always taught me if I'm driving on the highway at night to drive behind a truck, even though you're going slower, because if they hit a kangaroo, they survive, but you won't.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then we eat them a lot.
I eat kangaroo actually quite a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I make a very good kangaroo pie.
Oh, wow. I think I've tried it once.
Really?
But I struggle. The reason why I struggle is because my friend's ex-boyfriend used to cook it every day after uni and he was very bad at cooking it. And so you'd walk into the house and the whole house smelled like kangaroo because it's very strong smell and it's very gamey.
It's very gamey, yeah. No, we make a kangaroo pie pretty often, actually. It's like in the rotation. And we used to feed it to the cat.
Cute.
That was our main like cat food was kangaroo meat.
Well, I think it's really, really high in iron, isn't it?
It's really high in a lot of things. It's like a real gym junkie food.
Yeah, all the gym boys eat it back home.
Yeah, it's a real gym junkie meat because it's so lean.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, they don't have a lot of fat.
Yeah.
Good on them.
I love kangaroo. I love eating kangaroo.
And I feel like if you've seen a photo of a kangaroo, you'd probably, like, you know, there's like big, beefy ones and you get why we eat them as a gym junkie, I guess.
Did you know that we're the only country that eats the animals on our coat of arms?
Huh. No, I did not.
I
don't know how I feel about that.
I enjoy it. Also, I feel like the older I get, the more I realise that I think I eat a lot of meat and I really don't mind what animal I'm eating. Does that make me sound like a psycho?
Well, no.
Would you ever eat human meat?
depends on the situation, but I think maybe. I heard a story about this dude that had to lose his leg medically. And so I think, actually, no, I think he was in an accident where it got cut off. And he asked them to like freeze his leg because I don't think it didn't come all the way off and they had to amputate it or something like that. And so he got to take his leg home and he told all the boys in the group chat, he's like, boys, we're going to cook my leg up and we're going to taste it. And they all tasted human meat and they said it was like really good.
Yeah, long pig.
Long pig?
That's what it's called. Long
Is
pig.
it?
Yeah, so if you're looking for like, it's like a pretty old word for it, but it's like what it's called on like the dark web, people looking for human meat. It's called long pig. Because apparently it looks and tastes like pork, but you're longer than a pig.
Ugh.
I've eaten a placenta.
You made it as well.
Yeah, I cooked it up and I cleaned it and I cooked it and I dried it and I blitzed it and I ate it.
And did not like it that much from memory.
No.
It was the texture, right?
No, it was not the texture. So it wasn't even the taste. It was that it gave me like indigestion.
Oh.
And because I had it in like a little capsule every day. I had like 3 of them a day for like a month and a half. And it would make me like, it gave me like indigestion. Like it made me like burp. And then I would really taste it. And it doesn't taste unique. It tastes just like any other offal. It just tastes like offal. But it has a very strong smell, a very strong flavour. And that was what I struggled with.
The smell.
No, not this. Oh yeah, it did stink, but just the taste when like it gave me indigestion. So like I would eat it in the morning, and then I'd like have breakfast, and then it would like I'd like burp or have indigestion, and it would like mix placenta taste with like yogurt.
The gift that keeps on giving.
And it was horrific.
Oh my god. Well, on that note...
Hey, back to kangaroos.
Yeah, let's talk about animals that don't have a placenta, why don't we? Because that makes me feel ill.
Yeah, yeah.
So kangaroos are the largest marsupial on Earth.
Yep.
Do you know what makes a marsupial a marsupial? You might know the answer.
I do. It's because they've got a pouch.
Yes, they do. They have little pouches. And we'll get to talking about those pouches because they have some really cool stuff to do with their babies and their pouches and stuff like that. So they're like, I mean, they have unique anatomy, less unique mating stuff, but then like how kangaroos become adults is wild. You'll know some of it, but you won't know all of it.
Yeah, I know a few fun facts about kangaroos, so I'm excited to see what fun facts you can teach me.
Yeah. Do you know what a group is called? A lot of Aussies know this one.
I actually don't.
Really? It actually is very fitting as well. They're called a mob.
Oh, no, I did know that. I did know that.
They're only found in Australia.
Yes.
Unless you go to like a zoo or something like that. They like to drown their enemies.
That is amazing. That's like the most brutal way to kill someone is by drowning. That's fantastic.
Very Australian as well.
I really enjoy that.
It's like, it's weird, like, they're such a non-water animal, but, so, like, I think people outside of Australia would probably think that you'd be safe in the water from kangaroos, but it's probably one of the more dangerous places you could probably be.
So I imagine they'd be drowning things in, like, a billabong or, like, a creek or something.
Yeah, or along the ocean.
Oh, yeah, I guess they are a little bit coastal.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one on the beach.
There's a really pretty video somewhere on YouTube of like a bunch of them, like on this beach at sunset. It was really pretty.
It'd be a good tourism campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really cool animals. Their front paws are tiny, right?
Yes.
They're like little T-Rex arms. But they can actually punch with those arms. And I didn't know this. So I knew that they had long claws and that they could gouge with them. But I didn't know that they can punch with a force of 275 pounds.
Wow. Because they box, don't they?
Yeah, but like with this, I didn't realize how strong it was, I think.
I think they've got a bit of reach. Like they've got like little tiny arms, but I feel like they've got like reach.
Yeah.
Like a Tava reach. That's a boxing reference.
Oh, is it?
I
Look
know
at
boxing.
you go.
Tava has a really long reach.
So they've like tested the strength of their punches, and it's kind of similar to a heavyweight boxer if you get punched by one.
Yeah.
And that is the weakest part of their body.
Yeah, they're really scary. They're super hench. Well, like everyone's seen those like real muscular photos of like the big red kangaroos that are like real full on.
Yeah, they're the largest ones, and they can be like over 6 feet. And the thing is like so I don't actually know how strong their kicks are. I wish that I did. I don't think I found it when I went hunting. But if their arms are 275, like their legs,
Because they've got massive legs and they lean back on their tails, don't they, to kick?
yeah. So like if kangaroos break their tail, they have to be put down.
Yeah, right.
Because it's kind of like, so I don't know if you know this about people, but your big toe gives you 50% of your balance.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So if you get someone who just gets their big toe amputated, it's actually a very hectic physical therapy because you're really off balance. So with kangaroos, if they break their tail, they rely on it so much. You can't bolt it, you can't splint it because they need to lean on it. So you have to put them down. Same with if they break their leg, like you can't keep them off their leg for 8 weeks to
Like
heal.
a horse.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like though with a horse at least, I mean the really expensive ones, I don't know if I agree with it, but they can be slinged for like months, and I just
Oh, in like a hammock.
yeah. So there was a very famous horse who broke his leg, and they did this, and it was a massive like ethical discussion.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that.
And very expensive because the care is so intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they need their tails and their legs. So people often say to me like, "Oh, do you ever see them in hospital?" And I think they're not ready for me to be like, "Yeah, and I always have to kill them."
Yeah. I think people who don't live in Australia don't understand how much culling of kangaroos is done as well. Because I feel like nothing is culled more than kangaroos in Australia.
And camels.
Yeah, and camels.
Camels are huge in Australia, a huge pest. But that's very controversial in the vet world, how they do the camel culls. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I haven't, and that sounds horrific.
I might talk about it when I do camels another week. It is very horrific. And I don't really agree with it. And there are a lot of discussions about how we could do better to reduce the population. And I think kangaroos are kind of a similar thing for me. I think there are other ways we could control it than the way we currently control it. But anyway.
There's a very, very famous Australian film called Wake and Fright. Have you seen Wake and Fright?
Mm-mm.
It was made in this, I want to say 71. And it's based in the outback, and it's pretty much just about this man who gets trapped in the outback and goes slowly insane just through the drinking culture and the outback culture of Australia. And there's a very, very, very famous scene where the guys he's staying with, they all go out to shoot kangaroos on like one of those big trucks that's got like the big floodlight on it with their guns. And they're all wasted. And this scene, the director just went out with a bunch of dudes who were living in Broken Hill.
Is that New South Wales?
It's South Australia.
South Australia, okay.
So it's like outback South Australia at the top. And they've shot all these kangaroos, and it's all like documentary footage of them culling these kangaroos. Everyone's fucking wasted, and it is horrifically violent. It's a very, very famous scene because they'd never be able to shoot that today because it's real animal slaughter. But it's a very confronting thing of what animal culling is.
Yeah.
Which is, and it's sad because I feel like culling is something that's needed, but it's really violent.
I think that it doesn't have to be violent these days as well, with what I know about the research into animals and like different ways that you can, like there's a lot of research into chemical neutering almost. So they do this for malaria, to prevent malaria. they actually took, this is very side note from kangaroos, but they took a bunch of male mosquitoes and they made them infertile and then released them so that when mosquitoes breed, they create less offspring per year. So there's ways that you can do that for other animals too.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I don't think we are at the place that we have to do that. Anyway, kangaroos, mostly left-handed.
Yeah. That's fun.
I feel like they say that that's creative. Like the more creatives have a left hand, so.
Well, they do like to drown
Yeah.
their enemies. That's pretty creative.
Exactly. They can leap 6 feet and they can hop up to 35 miles per hour, which is like
50 kilometers an
hour? Maybe more. It might be closer to 60 or 70. It's about double.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
I guess they do keep up with cars a bit.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to get let's get to some nitty-gritty. So we've done all the basic facts.
Okay, we've learnt kangaroos.
Yeah.
We've gone and watched Wake and Fright.
But have you learned about kangaroos? Because female kangaroos have 3 vaginas and 2 uterus.
Are they always pregnant?
So there's some really fun stuff with all of their offspring and getting pregnant. So I'll talk about that in a second. But they call it diuteri. So marsupials in particular tend to have 2 uteruses, and each has a vagina. Each of them can get pregnant. And then when they go to give birth, it's kind of complicated for it to come back out through the same vagina. So they have a central vagina that opens up with their first offspring. And so they give birth through the 3rd vagina.
That's so efficient.
It is and it isn't. You know what would be more efficient? 1.
But aren't they always pregnant? Aren't they continuously pregnant?
So you can have an embryo developing and you could have a pregnant uterus and then you could have a joey in the pouch all at the same time.
Yeah. That's efficient. That's super efficient.
I think where their efficiency comes is actually because if say a drought happens and they're really struggling to get resources, they can actually freeze embryonic development.
Wow. That's really cool.
So they can just go, I'm going to stop this baby right here until I'm in a better space.
That's really cool.
And then they can restart when they're better nourished.
Cool.
I think that's really, really, really cool. Another fun one that I didn't know before I started researching them is that their ureters pass through a hole in the middle of the vagina, unlike us. So you know how when we pee through a hole that's external to the vagina.
Oh, we're talking about peeing. I thought we were talking about birth, and I was really confused about what you were saying. So they piss out of their vagina.
Yeah. And this is why the vaginas, so with the development, the 2 uteri and the 3rd vagina, this is why evolutionarily they couldn't fuse those 2 vaginas, because then they wouldn't be able to pee.
Okay. All right.
Because their ureter runs through that.
Kind of like a bird. Doesn't a bird have a uni hole?
It has a uni hole, but that's different to this. This is 2 and 1.
Okay. All right. I remember in PE in Australia in 2007 or whatever, we, as part of sex ed, watched a video of a kangaroo giving birth.
Why?
I don't know. But it sounds very Australian, doesn't it? I remember all of us being oh, and it being really graphic.
It's kind of cool though how they give birth. What do you remember of it?
I remember the Joey being this big, like a jelly bean, and they kind of shit it out, and then it climbs up into the pouch or something.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that kangaroos give birth onto the ground, then they stick them in their pouch. But the way that they work is they give birth, to a jelly bean, and then that jelly bean has to climb its way on the fur all the way up to the pouch on its own.
Yeah.
The mum can't help that joey get in there. And so if that joey falls off, go on skis.
And it doesn't matter because they got 6 other pregnancies on the go.
Maybe not that many. Another fun fact, which makes sense though, since they have 2 vaginas and 2 uteri, is the males have a two-pronged penis.
Is it a lucky penis? Like, I feel like there's a pronged penis that's lucky to chop off and have. That, like, people... There's a penis that's lucky, and I feel like... it's an American thing to have, like, this, like...
Google says there's no such thing as a lucky penis.
I feel like it's an armadillo. I think it's an armadillo penis has prongs. And it's a lucky thing. To, like, you can, like, have it on a necklace.
Raccoon penis bones are considered good luck in many cultures.
Maybe it's raccoon penis, not armadillo.
Interesting. Well, Google says no.
Google says a raccoon penis is lucky.
That's a different website. That's not Google making an overview. That is some random website that I have not checked yet.
That AI overview is wrong. Okay. It doesn't know anything.
I wonder if I can find a photo of it for you. Because it's kind of fun to look at.
What is the benefit?
It just said we've seen some unusual traffic coming from your computer as it loaded.
So what's the benefit of having two prongs?
Well, if you've got two vaginas to try and inseminate.
Oh, so it's that, like...
I would imagine.
Right.
I would have to dive more to know. I didn't find out in... This, like, the world of anatomy is so deep, and there's a lot of stuff, particularly with non-domesticated animals, that we haven't really researched properly. So I would have to deep dive to figure out whether, like, it is because of that.
So does that mean every time a kangaroo mates, it's performing a DP?
Yeah, I assume so. But oh yeah, here it is. It says often. This website says often have two-pronged penises, though, and the photo that I saw didn't have two prongs, so maybe it's an occasional thing.
No, I don't think podcasts are the most visual medium.
We can throw a photo up for you if you want to see what a penis from a kangaroo looks like, I guess. But so it's to, like, increase the chance. I assume it would be to increase the chances of getting pregnant. But it's not a DP then, because it's not their butthole.
It's still a double penetration.
It's DVP.
It's a double penetration. That's double vaginal penetration.
Yeah.
It's still a double penetration.
It is, but it's not technically a DP. DP has to be butthole and vagina.
I'm gonna disagree, because a DVP is two penises, one vagina.
Yes.
This is not that. This is like one penis pronged into two vaginas. So that's two penetrations happening.
But then if the two penises are on one dude, is the DP coming from two guys, and therefore, like, you would need four penises? You know what I mean? Or because it's just one guy and then he has two and she has two, is that just pee? Is that just penetration for them?
No, because there's two holes. Two holes are being penetrated, which would be double penetration.
Interesting.
I will die on this hill.
This is a fun argument. Yeah, I wonder.
If I had two vaginas, I would get DP'd.
All the time. And there are quite a few people.
I feel like there's a bunch of OnlyFans girls who've got, like, two vaginas.
Yeah, and they kill it. And rightly so, I'd be curious too.
100%. I know, I had a colleague who fucked one of the OnlyFans girls that's got two vaginas before she was on OnlyFans. I remember her telling me about it. And it was, like, the wildest thing I'd ever heard of, because she was like, she said fingering her was, like, crazy, because it was like a double thing that she had to do, like a Spock.
And then the other thing as well is a lot of the girls, from what I've heard, like, the angles are all slightly different. So, like, every person who has that condition is, like, a little bit different, and, like, one might turn a little bit and one's more straight, or, like...
Hectic.
So cool.
How do kangaroos have sex? How do they fuck? Apart from the DP.
So males have been seen to tickle the cheeks of females with their long nails to encourage them to mate.
Cute!
Isn't that cute? To be like, I think you're nice.
That's really cute.
Can I have sex with you? And females signal their readiness to mate by whistling and spraying urine, which the male sniffs or tastes.
Yeah. That's nice.
We have another pee fetish.
Yeah, there's lots of piss spraying.
I would love to research why we don't have strong pheromones in our pee that make us be like this, because it's very common in the animal kingdom.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like we don't really, I don't know, maybe we used to. We're kind of, pheromones aren't really a whole thing.
Maybe this is where golden showers started for us. And then evolution got rid of the pheromones, but we just liked the feel and stuff still.
I reckon I feel like the population of people who enjoy a golden shower, though, is quite narrow. And I think the people that we know in the socials and the world that we inhabit is probably a pretty skewed, pool.
Yeah. But there has to be something that happened, because there's a lot of animals use pee as their like sexual determination. Like, wow, are we gonna have sex or not? It's pee. It's always pee. So I might look into that as like a separate podcast. I'll do like a David Farrier deep dive into why humans don't have pheromones in their pee.
Interesting. So how do they have sex? Tell me. I need to know.
Well, I mean,
Are they gay and stupid?
No, they're not gay and stupid like our last podcast. No, they just penis and vagina.
Oh, okay. Well,
Kind of boring.
Or double penetration, technically.
Yeah, penises and vaginas. Sorry, do you feel better now?
Yes, I do. I just want you to hear you say it's double penetration.
All right, this is a question that everybody wants to know the answer to. What do you do if you run into an angry kangaroo?
You stay still, I imagine.
So they say to find shelter, like absolutely close the door, or lie down.
Yeah.
Because they can't really gouge at you very easily when you're lying on the ground versus if you're standing up.
I've hit one with a stick before.
Oh my God. You're so Australian. Why?
We had brown kangaroos that used to come into our like front yard every morning, early in the morning, and they're getting closer and closer to I grew up on a big, huge property, rurally, and they're getting closer and closer and closer to our front steps, and we had an old stupid cat that did not fear them. And one of them was like coming up to the steps, and the cat was like not afraid of this kangaroo. And I think it would have been like 17 years old.
The cat or the kangaroo?
I was.
Oh, okay.
And I was like yelling at this kangaroo and like throwing like bits of shit from our veranda at the kangaroo, trying to get it to fuck off, and it wouldn't. And it was like getting like real aggressive looking and like hectic. And the cat was also like getting hectic. And we had a big pile of kindling, which is just sticks that we'd like collected from around the property. And I picked up a really big stick and I was like trying to like just get it to fuck off. And I was yelling at it to fuck off and it wouldn't. And they were like getting closer and closer. So I like ran down and like smacked it with a stick and then ran away.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah, it was really effective.
I wouldn't recommend that. Don't do what she did. You might make it angry and you might be gutted.
I did it while yelling, yeah, fuck off. And yeah, it really worked.
Yeah, so sometimes you do that and they literally like gut you. So not recommended. But
these aren't big kangaroos.
Yeah.
These are small brown kangaroos.
Yeah.
So they would have been like not as tall as me.
I feel like the brown ones or like the grey kangaroos are like way less aggressive than the red kangaroos. The red kangaroos are the ones that everyone in Australia knows to be scared of.
Yeah, I'd fear a red kangaroo and I'd never approach a red kangaroo.
Yeah.
In that situation, I think I'd be like, I guess I don't have a cat anymore.
Yeah. I feel like if I had come across a very aggressive kangaroo in the wild, I wouldn't think to lie down. But every website I went to said lie down, cover your head and your neck, because that's your most valuable part of your body. And if they gouge you there, you're really fucked. Like, you're going to die really fast. And then you just wait for it to finish with you. That is terrifying.
So just get into the fetal position.
Yeah. Fetal position or flat.
Isn't that the same thing that you do with bears?
Depends on the bear.
Brown bear, lie down. Black bear, you yell at them and you be really aggressive.
Is it the other way around?
No, brown bears, you lie down. You can't scare the brown bears. They're the big scary ones.
Okay.
So you lie down for a brown bear, and the black bears you can scare off and like clap and yell at.
Yeah.
And then polar bears will just kill you.
Yeah, you have no hope with a polar bear.
Yeah.
They're going to be on a podcast eventually. They're cool.
I know this because once I took a bunch of Adderall to study for a thing for uni and ended up researching bear safety for like 4.5 hours. I know so much about bear safety.
I know who to take to Canada.
Yeah, I know so much about bear safety from all this Adderall I took.
Damn it, we should have done a bear episode then. Maybe I'll get enough time before you leave to just quickly write out my bear facts and then we cover it before you go.
I'm disarmingly knowledgeable about bear safety.
All right. Then we're doing another one before you leave this country. We'll do it tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, you find a brown bear, lie down, because you have no hope of doing anything but laying down. I could talk about this for hours. I know a lot of bear safety tips.
Well,
You pepper spray them, but they call it bear spray.
yeah, well there's the bear horn as well, right?
Yeah, bear spray is much more efficient. Yeah, kangaroo's pretty cool.
Yeah, kangaroos are really cool.
Yeah, and they're double penetration levels.
I feel like they're your spirit animal because you just want babies and babies and babies. And if you were a kangaroo, you could have 3 on the go.
Yeah, but I don't want to be triple pregnant. That sounds awful.
And exhausting.
I can't think of anything worse than being in my first, second, and third trimester all at the same time.
Or having like a newborn baby and being pregnant and like knowing that like another one's going to come just after the next one pops out. Fuck that.
I was pregnant with an 18-month-old baby, and any earlier than that, I cannot imagine. I just can't compute it.
I don't know how like some people have their babies and then like they're immediately pregnant, and I feel all those crazy stories about people having twins and then backing up with another set of twins. I'm like, I'm done. I couldn't do that.
My dad's an Irish twin.
Really?
Yeah, which means that him and his brother are less than a year apart.
That's crazy.
My poor grandmother. So she would have been pregnant. Well, she had like a 12-week-old baby. She would have gotten pregnant.
Anyway, good on you, kangaroos. I don't know how you fucking do it.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. Follow us if you want to hear more. Bye for now.
Bye.